Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Pucks and Power Plays podcast brought to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network. You can find BSEN on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at BSEN_617. You can also find them on TikTok at _BSEN_617. You can find Pucks and Power Plays on social media at Pucks and PPs Pod. We are on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So be sure to follow us there. Not a happy notification. Ugh. There's currently a Bruins game going on as we are recording, so we're going to be a little random while we're here. We also have a Discord channel, so if you want to talk about hockey, if you want to talk about trading cards, or if you want to talk about books, let us know, and we will send you the link to our Discord channel. We also have a Hockey Romance book club that goes through our Discord channel. We will be announcing November's book this week, so stay tuned. We are super excited for that. And my name is Emily. You can find me at HyperEmi, wherever your little heart's desires. Words are hard. And this is...
I'm Liz. You can find me at Liz__Fraser.
And we also have merch. I'm not wearing mine tonight, but that's okay. Up in the top right-hand corner is a little QR code where you can find our website to get t-shirts and sweatshirts that are Pucks and Power Plays or Boston Bruins centered. We also have stuff for Patriots, Red Sox, and Celtics. BSEN617.square.site or scan the QR code up in the top right corner. And I think that's all of the things. We are currently losing the game.
Whoa. Bruins fashion for this season, honestly.
Let's start there. Let's start with, we had a 6-game losing streak. We won on Saturday, and now we're back to losing.
They didn't learn. I swear it's the changing of the lines. Granted, I don't know who was on the ice for any of the goals against, but I'm going to blame it on putting Mason back with McAvoy because they did so much better last game when they were not on the same line.
Z and McAvoy were so good together.
Mm-hmm. And Peake and Mason were pretty good too.
Yeah. I was a fan of a lot of things in Saturday's lineup. Now I'm trying to find the lineup. One sec. Okay, but the Behind the Beat this week with Zadorov and his daughter is so freaking cute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we have to talk about the injuries first so we can talk about the lineups.
That's true, because the first one happened on the 22nd.
Yeah, so we have 2 defensemen currently on IR with, I think they're both lower body injuries. Jordan Harris was earlier last week. Hampus has been continued to be day-to-day. They just finally made that official yesterday or the day before. I don't know what day this is anymore. So brought up from Providence was Callahan, which everybody knows how we feel about that. This is a Callahan fan account. Super excited for that. And Jonathan Aspero was brought up this weekend for today. I don't think he's playing today. I haven't even looked at the lineup game. I went straight to a meeting to here. Let's see. No. So yeah, today on defense we've got Lowry and Mac, Z and Peake. I feel like that's good. They played in SoFlo together this summer. I'm interested to see how they're doing right now. I'll have to watch tonight's game later. And then Callahan is with Yoki Haru. We've got Hootsie, Corrali, and Kastelic back on that 4th line. I love that line. Apparently it's not working because we're losing, but I like that line together. Okay. But with Saturday's roster. So Saturday. Oh God, that game was so freaking weird.
Saturday we had Beecher in Who's Nadine of spot.
Okay, but I also liked that. God. Boston Bruins post too much. They don't. I'm just too lazy to scroll through all this. Okay. Here we are. Okay, so defense on Saturday. Yep, Saturday. Was Z and McAvoy, Low Ryan Peak, Callahan, and Yokiharu. I liked those. I do not like Low Ryan McAvoy together. I am not a fan of how McAvoy is playing in general right now. Lowry also had 3 assists on Saturday. I need him. Well, I guess he scored last week too. He scored Thursday? He scored someday last week and then had 3 assists on the 3 goals on Saturday.
Yeah, power play goal on Thursday.
Yeah. The days are all running together in my brain. I liked Z and McAvoy together. I need McAvoy to get his life on the ice together stat, though.
I don't understand why after a win, after you lose 6 games in a row, you would then change how you put your defense.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense to me because you won. So why are you going back to what wasn't winning?
Yeah. Well, and that first goal that they had on Saturday, or that we let in on Saturday, was on a PK, I think, and it was Z and McAvoy both going for the same thing. I can see it in my brain. Words are not. Whatever it was. They both just here's the goal. They both followed the puck. The puck went back, went in, blah blah blah. But they just both were out of place, not communicating. McAvoy continues to do this. I just saw a tweet from somebody that was really need McAvoy to stop putting Lowry in bad situations. It might have been Ty. No, it was probably Brett. I don't know. It was somebody.
Someone.
But Lowry got called out last week or 2 weeks ago now. Good, we're in intermission. For being the cause of goals going in. I don't think it's him. I think it's Charlie.
I think it's both of them. I feel like both of them put each other in a bad position because both of them are very offensive defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll do stuff in bad moments that hurts the other one because both of them are like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're unintentionally putting each other in bad spots. And I feel like McAvoy definitely does it more often, but they both do it, which is why they don't work together.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Forward lines, we had Geeky Lindholm Pasta, Middlestat Zaka Arvidsson, Jeannot Minton Isamont, and Beecher Corrali Kastelic. That fourth line, I think, is great. I think Beecher in or Beecher out, that fourth line is great. Whether it's Hootsie or Beecher, that fourth line has been doing what they need to do. Seems like bad chem on that line and something needs to change. On the fourth line? I am on the fence about Arvidsson.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
He has moments,
but not enough.
But not enough. I'm done. I'm done. I was done with Harris before he got injured. I'm done with Arvidsson. You're not going to like what I'm about to say, but Minton can go down. Oh, you agree? Oh, I'm so surprised. I thought you were going to
no,
disagree with that one. I think Minton needs to go down. I'm over it. No, the first one we're discussing. Yeah. Over it. Give him a chance. Bring me Lysell. Bring me Poitras. Or no. Do it.
Bring me Poitras. We really apparently want him up. We just can't do anything because
we keep
I don't know.
Him.
We're not allowed to touch the lineup, as we've been informed by our lovely coach. He has no say over what's going on, and this is the group for the foreseeable future.
Which is so crazy because Providence is currently 6-0. Love that for them. However, Providence does not make this organization that much money. The money is in Boston. So, as much as I love my PBs, how about we take them my favorite people and bring them up?
Please.
Let's check the PBs. Down. Providence. Bruins. Down. None of that is English. Thank God for autocorrect.
Autocorrect is my best friend.
I will also say, though, that DiPietro is not having, he's still doing great, but, he also needs to maybe step it up down there a little bit.
I hate the AHL website. I know we've talked about this before, but it is such a mess.
I want 25, 26.
Heinen's first in points. I went to the team to go look at player stats, and Heinen just pops up as first. So good for him.
Riley Tufte has 10 points. Simon has a 939 save percentage. Goals against average 1.6. DiPietro 3.
Go Simon.
Love it. Okay, so we got Riley Tufte with 10 points. Also 12 penalty minutes. Leading the team in both. Go Riley. 6 assists, 4 goals. Him, Merck, Patrick Brown, and Lysell all have 4 goals. I'll take Merck. I'll take Tufte. I'll take Brown. I'll take Lysell. Put Merck in for Mitten. Put Lysell in for Arvidsson. And we call it a day.
And just rotate Brown in and out of the lineup.
Yeah. Blumel also has 6 assists. Tufte 6 assists. Merck has 5. Brown and Soderstrom have 4. I'll take it. Poitras has 6 assists. 0 goals, but 6 assists. I'll take any of them. Because those stats are better than the stats that we're looking at for some of our NHLers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm done. I'm over it.
Now the question is, who are you removing first from the lineup, Mitten or Arvidsson?
Both. I send them both the same day.
If you have to pick one, though.
Arvidsson.
Okay.
I'm over that project.
Thank you. Like, Mitten's just kind of been quiet. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong compared to some of the other players, but he hasn't done anything good either.
It's like Maddie was last year in my mind. Like, I think the other thing, and I think this both of him and Maddie, is they're both so young. They have so much time to develop still. And I think if Minton has more time in Providence, you're going to have the Matt Poitras effect that we saw last year, where the growth is just going to be exponential when you plug him into our system. I think our AHL system is so good. We have said this time and time again, that the growth that has existed in guys that were sent back down and brought back up is insane. And whatever they're doing in Providence, they need to keep doing it. I think it would benefit Mitten so much to go down and play with younger guys. I think playing him with Maddie, but also having him in the same room as Brew and Brett Harrison, I feel like, and him, they actually went to a bunch of Red Sox, like that entire crew of younger guys that stayed in the area over the summer. They went to Red Sox games together, and it was like Mitten and Patty and Brew and Harrison, like that entire core group of younger guys all went and did random stuff. I'm pretty sure they went to a Patriots game at some point together too. But I feel like if you put him in that environment with the younger players, you're also going to build, I feel like it's what we talk about with like San Jose. You're going to build stronger confidence in these guys too, because they're also getting it from the younger guys around them. And then you have the leadership of guys like Patrick Brown and Fabian Lassalle and maybe even Riley Tufte a little bit. Like, they've been around for a few years. They kind of know the ins and outs that can give them that leadership and a little bit more attention maybe than they would get in the NHL locker room. Now, I also think that is where Zdeno Chara's staff role comes in, is to bridge that gap for these guys a little bit more, because Pasta's not sitting down with them after practice and like chatting about all the things. So I think that's where Z's role comes in a little bit, as opposed to like in the NH or in the AHL. They have a few more of those conversations because it's meant to be a little bit more developmental, and it might not be Patrick Brown that's having that conversation with them. But from a development standpoint, they're having those in-depth conversations a little bit more with the tape and with their training and stuff like that, which is maybe where Z comes into play.
Probably. And it helps that their games are more spaced out too. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't have a game, like, they don't have like 3 games in 5 days.
Yeah.
They have like 5 days between games. They can practice, they can talk, figure everything out. Like, they have time.
Yeah.
But in the NHL, you don't, because it's practice and then, okay, you have a game the next day, figure it out.
Yeah, I really think the development would be so good for, I think Arvidsson too, but like, I think Mitten would do so well.
I think it's also his line. Like, they kind of work, but they don't really work at the same time.
Yeah, that's not magic. There's something missing there.
Like, Mitten's had more chances when he's gotten stuff from either other lines during a line change or from the defense versus his own line mates.
Yeah, I'm ready for that experiment to be over. I also just had a realization that 1 year ago yesterday was the day Josh reached out to me about joining BSEN. So I was just looking up to verify that date. Oh, I've been with BSEN for a year. That's crazy.
Happy 1 year. Woo!
Thanks. That's so crazy. Wow. I love this. That's so fun. What? Okay, so the two big changes that were made was Beecher was in.
Mm-hmm.
We have that D switch.
And Zaka being a center now. I know that wasn't the first game. It was, I don't know, whatever game it was, but Middlestat is now on the wing.
I like him better as a wing.
He's better as a wing. And I also saw someone posted it when he was in Buffalo and he was having issues like producing and everything was wrong with his game. Or not wrong with it, but he was having off games. They put him on the wing to help him figure out what was going on, and it clicked.
Yeah, I like him better on the wing. The 18th was the last time we had Middlestat as a center and Zaka as a wing. Geeky was Middlestat's wing with Mikey, and Zaka was on first with Lindy and Pasta. So the 19th against Utah was the first week we had Geeky, Lindholm, and Pasta. Middlestat was out that game, and we had Hootsie on left with Zaka and Arvidsson.
I liked that line.
I did too. That was a good game. That Utah game was good.
Mm-hmm.
We just couldn't make it happen.
But at least it was like a close one and not a full mess.
So yeah, then
I think
last week against Florida. Oh, we gotta talk about Florida.
Do we have to? I already cried like 12 times about that game. Do we have to talk about it again?
A little bit. But Florida game was the first time we had Casey on the wing for Zaka. Oh, VL was in the lineup that week. I'm over VL too. I'm done. I'm done with that experiment. He can go back down too.
I don't know why he's in over Beecher or Husnudinov. Okay, I maybe understood Florida because it's Florida and you want a guy who will fight them. I get that. He had a good fight. I will give him that. However, with the Ducks you kept him in, with the Ducks who were fast and not Hootsie, you decided that?
I said this last year when we brought him up. He is not the right guy. I said this last year. We brought him up. We put him in. He fought within the first 3 minutes. He had no buy-in from anybody in that fight. And I don't remember what game it was, but I know you know what game I'm talking about. The end of that period, or maybe the next period, Kastelik got in a fight, and there was way more buy-in from the team on that fight. I don't think we need VL. We especially don't need him on the same line as Kastelik because they serve the same purpose in my brain. But I don't think VL is right for this roster. I think he can also go back down to Providence. I'm over that. That was fun. I think keep that third line, Hootsie, Corrali, and Casti. I really like that line.
Mm-hmm. I think his two little fights that he had a fight in the first period with Florida, and then he had the scrum with Bennett that then turned into Bennett and Zadorov. And I was fine with all of that.
Yeah.
I think for the Florida game, it makes sense to have him in the lineup. After that, he did not need to be in the lineup.
I just don't his fights to me aren't timed well. They aren't at Kastelik, I feel fights when we need a mentality shift. That's the only time that Kastelik is whatever, yeah, we'll do it. Is he is either defending somebody else or he's we need a mental shift here. VL just fights.
Yeah.
like it's not always the best time in the game for a fight.
No, I don't
We also had a
remember.
lot of stupid penalties, though.
I don't remember what happened with Florida before his fight. I know we were losing.
Yeah, that game sucked.
So I'll take it. I'll take that fight.
We tried so hard to rally in the third, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the Ducks in the third, you want to talk about that one?
Well, let's talk real quick about Florida. Talk real quick. While we're here, it was Bradley Kevin Marchand's return to the Garden. We cried. You at home cried. Marchand cried.
Everyone cried.
I truly, in my heart of hearts, am cemented in the fact that he did not want to leave. And his reaction to being back in the Garden on Tuesday sealed this for me. They also said that they still have their house in Massachusetts, that he plans on retiring there. In an interview last week or the week before or something, or they were showing a clip from a previous interview, he said potentially working for the Bruins down the line. He is a Bruin to his core. Even his coach was like, yeah, no, he's a Bruin. We're fully aware of this. He's a Bruin. I listened to a little bit of the broadcast when I was driving home from my meeting tonight, and they were like, yeah, when we hear Boston Bruins, we think Brad Marchand. He will retire as a Bruin. He will have it. 63 will be in the rafters with Marchand's name on it. Tuesday, his reaction, how he was with the press, how he was when his video was shown, him crying his soul out on that ice, has only convinced me that he did not want to leave. Did he leave on his own terms? Yes. However, had we just given him the damn contract he wanted, he would still be here. And that's what makes me so annoyed. And I'm so angry and I'm so upset again, because it comes down to, gosh darn it, now we're losing 4-1. It comes down to the fact that front office didn't want to pay Brad or didn't want to sign him for a long-term contract. So he went somewhere that would.
Because he's not done playing hockey, which is fair. And the fact that recently, which also upset me, it came out that they had to go to the owners about going to 3 years instead of the 2 they were allowed to offer. They had to get permission to go to 3 years, which is insane, because why do we need to go to our owners and be like, hey, can we give him another year? Like,
It's
why are
so
we
crazy.
tapping them? Because that's not the owner's job.
Yeah.
That's the job of the GM. So why are we now having this weird power dynamic within the front office of the owners being like, actually, this is what you're allowed to do?
And also, like, yes, and I hope they all sat at that game on Tuesday and realized how much money they have lost. Like, you all screwed yourself over by not re-signing this player. Good job.
And you could see it with how full that game was. Everyone was
For
there.
sure.
I've been to playoff games. I was at that game. That was the loudest I swear I've ever actually heard that building.
Yeah.
Anytime he touched the puck or they said his name, like, everyone cheered. They announced what goal was it?
Assist on that first goal.
The first goal, and then their third one. When they were announcing the goals, everyone was booing. And then when they said his name, everyone started cheering. When he got a penalty, everyone cheered and booed. Like the whole, typical, oh, Brad's in the box again, boo, why you've thrown him in the box.
Yeah.
Anytime they said his name, there was cheering. And then when they did the 3 stars of the night, he was the first star. And normally the opposing team doesn't, stay on the ice or come out for it. But he came back out and stayed on the ice, and everyone was cheering for him. That man is a Boston Bruin, and he did not want to leave.
No, for sure. Ugh, my heart. I'm sad. Anyway, okay, now we can move on to the Ducks before I cry again. Woo! That game was just...
I'm upset about that game. Because what do you mean
crazy?
We have a comeback and immediately give up a goal?
Constantly. Why can we not keep a lead ever?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Right. We were winning the game to start, and then they tied it. Then we went up 2-1, and then they tied it, and then we had to tie it, and then they went up 5-3. And then all of a sudden, we learned how to play hockey, and in 29 seconds, had 2 goals.
It was great. It was so picturesque.
The momentum was back. People were screaming. People were cheering. The team was actually playing, and then we gave up a goal.
And then it was
within
done.
Less than a minute.
All downhill from there.
30 seconds after our tying goal, we gave up a goal.
I know. Sam just said, poor Z. What happened?
Was he on the ice for the goal against? Please tell me he didn't die again.
There's so many angry tweets.
For reference to the die again, Z went crashing into the boards in Thursday's game against the Ducks. And that was not fun. Not knowing that he lost his skate blade and that's why he couldn't get up was also terrifying because according to my parents, no one caught that when it was broadcasting live either.
Oh yeah, I think I had to tell you guys that because you all were like, oh my God. I was like, no, I think it's like his blade popped off. They were putting his blade back in.
Mm-hmm. They didn't notice it till it got mentioned on the broadcast. But like seeing him try to stand and immediately fall, I was like, oh shit, is he like injured? And no, it's just a skate blade.
Dang, that was a good goal. Too bad it wasn't us. Why do we suck? Why do we suck so much?
Did he get a penalty? He did get a penalty. And that led to the goal. Okay.
He needs to keep his ass out of the penalty box. I'm over it.
Well, apparently he barely touched the guy, so...
He was innocent. Oh, man. Yeah, that game sucked. Saturday's game, like, yeah, glad we won, but we still weren't good.
No.
We just sucked less.
We did somewhat better. I think even though Beecher didn't have a point, he got really into the game. I don't think he was a minus. I'm actually going to look at that real quick. Yeah, he was just a 0 for the night, and he didn't have any points, but I feel like he definitely came in and just went for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the comments. Hi, Esteban. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I clicked off the comment page. Watching the World Series and Commanders Chiefs Monday Night Football.
Ooh.
It's a big night for sports. Oh, tonight's the sports equinox. There is baseball, football, basketball. What did I say? Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. The 4 main sports in North America are all playing today. It's like the one day of the year it happens or something.
Oh, that reminds me. Tomorrow's the, frenzy or whatever.
It's so freaking stupid.
On a freaking Tuesday again. Like, everyone complained their one issue was that it was a Tuesday last year. And what did they do? They looked at the complaints and said, let's do it on a Tuesday again.
And they've done no advertising for it. I saw one ad for it on Saturday. And I saw somebody
You saw an ad?
And that was it. That's all I've seen.
I saw a tweet today talking about how they haven't seen a single advertisement for it. And I'm like, yeah, that is the only reason why I know it's happening.
Oh, and soccer is playing today. So we got all five major sports. We love that. Speaking of major sports, the Women's Baseball League just announced their 4 cities that they will be starting the Women's Baseball League in, and Boston is getting a Women's Baseball League team. So Boston will now have women's baseball, women's rugby, women's soccer,
women's hockey,
and Connecticut technically has the women's basketball team. But I think it's like most, if not all, New England will have a team for most, if not all, professional women's sports now, which is great. We love to see it.
I'm so excited for the baseball league. I think the teams are very interesting too.
Yeah. Well, and the 3 spokespeople that they have for the teams right now are the 3 women that have been playing in banana ball for the last year and a half. And they are switching over from banana ball. It seems like potentially switching over from banana ball to professional women baseball sports league. I don't know the acronym. The professional, whatever it is, women's baseball. It sounds like they are going to be the first 3 women on the teams and leading the charge while this is kind of developed.
I feel like 3 of the teams made sense, like New York, Boston, and what was the other one? Vegas? No. Was it Vegas? It might actually be Vegas.
Women's Pro Baseball League. WPBL. The logo in my brain is like kind of similar to the PWHL logo that was rebranded the last few years, or I guess like 3 years ago. LA, San Francisco, New York, and Boston are the first 4 teams.
I know San Francisco makes sense, but it feels like so random compared to all of them. And I think it's because they're the one team without or the one city without a hockey team as well. So I'm like, oh, we have LA, we have New York, we have Boston.
Yeah. I do like, for branding purposes, that the New York Sirens are also a similar color, and then Boston Fleet are a similar color. So the 2 women's hockey teams are kind of similar colors to the women's baseball teams. And the Boston soccer women's team is also going to be a green. So I kind of like that from a branding perspective of you can see green jerseys in Boston at least, and associate that with any professional women's sports team, especially since other Boston teams don't have that color. Even the Revolution or red, white, and blue, Patriots, red, white, and blue. Celtics, I guess, are green, but meh. I like the Celtics, but still. I saw that saw this as well, that Connecticut Sun are thinking of moving to Boston. I think the issue was finding a space for the Connecticut Sun to move into.
I know. I'm curious where they're all going to play.
Stadium. I don't know.
I don't think they released the stadiums yet.
It's expected to start in 2026, they said. No, that's a Boston Globe. I'm not going behind the paywall. Ugh, why are all these behind a paywall? They might have announced it, and it might be on a thing that I don't pay money to. New York Times and Boston Globe are making me try to pay before they let me see the articles. So I'm not sure. Kelsey Whitlaw Valperez, and I can't remember, but her last name is Wiggins. She played softball at Georgia, I believe. Yeah. Seattle would be a good place for a team too, for sure.
I feel like they'll be an expansion team, kind of like with the PWHL. Also, their jersey reveals.
I was just about to say, speaking of
I have Seattle
jerseys, let me go to PWHL. If you want to intro that, I'll go get the jerseys.
What? I want to say it was Wednesday, Thursday. One of those days they revealed the jerseys for the PWHL Seattle and PWHL Vancouver. They very much give me Islanders vibes with the Vancouver ones, but I like them.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah Nurse is just so freaking cute. Her hair is always so good. Our Lord and Savior, Captain America.
I miss her so much.
I also forgot that Lexi is playing for Seattle too.
They're all on Seattle now.
I was like, listen, all you need is Taylor to move over to Seattle, and all of my favorite players would be on the same team. Design look like the Rangers. So they're designed after the original PWHL jerseys that they had 2 seasons ago now. I guess we're going into our 3rd season here. So they are going to do the same thing for the expansion teams, essentially, that they did for the original 4. They will play, I believe, under their city name this year. I think.
I believe you're right, and they get their names next year.
Yeah. But, like, they just look so cute getting their jerseys.
I have a love-hate with the Seattle one because it very much makes me think of the Fleet jersey. And considering they have so many Fleet players, like, come on.
Yeah, I wish the colors were slightly different. But look at that lineup.
Oh, yeah, that one. They're all, like, blue or green or some type of teal. Like, the Fleet in Seattle kind of have, like, that blue, green, and teal vibe to them. Yeah, I love the frost. I love that theirs is just purple.
It's so good. I love the Scepters jersey too. I honestly always forget about the Scepters jersey until I see it, and I'm like, yeah. I know. They need to have a team with a primary orange.
They do. They need a color other than blue. It's really starting to feel like the NHL, where over half of the teams have blue as one of their main colors.
Yeah.
Like, have fun. We already have purple, but do, like, pink or something. Or yellow. Like, find a fun color.
Get a good sponsor that comes with a fun color. Also, if we have any friends in Canada that want to buy us Tim Hortons specific trading cards.
Oh, please.
Please feel free to and send them my way because I keep getting ads for that.
I've been seeing the commercials for it, and I'm like, I need the hockey cards, and I don't have the time to drive up to Canada right now.
I know. One of my friends was supposed to be going a few weeks ago because I grew up on the border, and then they didn't end up going, which is totally fine. Hoping Baltimore gets a women's baseball team, also PWHL team. There's an arena here that just got renovated. The last ice hockey team to play there was the Baltimore Bandits in the 90s. Also, it hosted some Caps preseason games in 2011 and 2013. Oh, I love that.
I feel like there's high hopes with it getting renovated, too.
Yeah.
Like, something's got to go there.
I feel like there's so, like, I say this about the South, too, though. There's so many opportunities in these markets that, like, to me, like, Baltimore seems like a blatant market to me that you would put a team there. It's, like, relatively central. You're starting to get into the South a little bit. but it's also a younger demographic there. So when you're talking about marketing, building a fan base, things like that, you have a lot of colleges in the area, and you have a lot of people that move there post-grad for jobs that like you can build a fan base because they're looking for something to do when they're new to town. So long story short, but long brain thought, shortish.
I hope they go south with it because I know they're doing another takeover tour this season. I don't believe they have where they're going for it. They are doing another one from what it looks like.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't follow through with their plan to like expand again next season. I feel like you need to let Seattle and Vancouver have like 2 seasons of just them before we expand into more than, what are we at? We're at 8 teams now, into more than 8. I don't think you can do it like back to back.
I don't know. I think, I mean, I guess we'll see this year. I guess it, like, a lot of it to me comes down to how they're marketing it, right? And like, how are you building the brand? How are you building the base? Like, also, where do more players come from and where does the funding for that come from? Because you don't want a situation to happen like you had with the WHL and the CHL and whatever the other, there was like three women's leagues that essentially got shut down. And this is, the PWHL is like the 4th or 5th iteration of professional women's hockey. But the issue was that they couldn't continue to get funding and they weren't, gosh darn it. We're losing 5-1. The issue always continues to be the funding aspect of it. And I think, one, a lot of that came from this management of funds and funding and all of that. So I think the PWHL is doing a really solid job of that, along with branding it, marketing it, all of that. But with that, I think women's hockey in general, to grow the PWHL, you also have to grow minor league, or not like minor league, but like peewee hockey for girls, so that girls are then inspired to play as they get older, play in college, and continue on. I think the issue we're going to start having in the next 1 to 5 years is having enough players for more than 8 really competitive teams. We're going to run out of D1 teams to pull from. Just looking at how many D1 programs are available versus men's D1 programs, and like if you look at statistics of like how many of those guys end up actually playing for NHL and like want to do that and all of that, if you look at the statistics of it, we're starting to reach that cap. That if we add more than 2 more teams, maybe 4 more teams, we're going to start hitting that benchmark of not having enough really talented players that really want to play long term to have continually competitive teams. So I think we're going to get stuck here for a few years, and not necessarily in a negative way, but there's just like not going to be enough people until we start growing younger players wanting to play as they grow up. But like, it's also going to be cyclical because like you have to put money into all of those programs for young women. But yeah, anyway, that was a really long side tangent. But that was the issue with the previous women's sports league, previous women's hockey leagues, was 1, funding, but 2, slightly because of the funding, like you had people that didn't really want to play. And then there were so many teams, and then they were all in the Northeast, and it just was mismanaged a lot, and all of those leagues like ended up having to fold.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like a tricky situation here over the next few years of like creating a balancing act.
I think the issue was also that there was so many leagues at once too.
God, it was
that they didn't cross paths because like the Boston Pride were in the PHF.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one was around, I want to say the longest out of all of them, league-wise.
Yes.
But with all the other leagues, there was a loss of money there because then they couldn't grow into other areas as well.
They're going to need to lose money in order to grow, but they're needing to stay vigilant and not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the WNBA, like now they've grown so much, but now they are like stuck still trying to pay these women the same amount that they were when they weren't making money. So now they've created another issue for themselves. It's going to like, I think you're right. They need to look at the WNBA and watch the news happening around the WNBA to make sure they don't end up like that too. Like this is going to be an issue for women's sports for a few years. I think one thing they do need to look at is how women's Major League Soccer ended up adapting when Team USA went through this in the early 2010s. Alex Morgan and like 22 others from Team USA essentially said, we're not playing. Anyway, everybody should look into that. There's documentaries on it. Go look at it. I don't want to take up all of our time talking about this because I could. But definitely look into that because that had some really interesting things because they all also played for not just Team USA, but then professional teams. And gosh dang it!
Did we let in another one?
6-1.
It's okay. I saw a record against backup goalies earlier, and we are 1-4-0, I think it was. Or 1-4-1. So I'm not surprised. I'm just really upset.
I hate it here. I hate this team. But to finish out the women's conversation, they should look at how women's Major League Soccer ended up developing to pay people because I think they got hurt in the short term, but long run it ended up working out well.
Mm-hmm. And I think back to the earlier with expanding, if they do expand again, they have to look at doing it where it doesn't hurt the existing teams as much because the Sirens got like they were already kind of at the bottom. And then they started building up with like their draft and everyone that they had. And then with the expansion, they lost every single good player they had and they're back at the bottom again.
Yeah.
So you need to find like a good balance to make sure teams don't get screwed over like that.
Well, yeah, because there's only 6 of them. I mean, or I guess 8 of them now. But I got makeup on. I can't do that. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it works out over the next few years. But also, like, keeping it fair for everybody. But also grow it. It's going to be a tricky balancing act. I don't want to do that job. However, if you want to talk about any education programs for your members, for your players, happy to help you. Although the women are not the ones that need it. The men do. But, I'm happy to help any people get the education that they need.
We'll help them all. We'll both do it. We've said it a million times, and we'll say it again. Give us a job. We will teach them.
Because you want to know what's so funny is that the Vegas Golden Knights still have not posted anything on their social media about the fact that they took Carter Hart's PTO, even though he hasn't touched the damn ice. They took the PTO and turned it into a 2-year, $4 million contract, which I freaking said was going to happen. I said this. I called this. But the hilarious part is they're not even ballsy enough to like post it on their social media that they did this. They sent out the press release at 4 p.m. on a Friday
in an
to
email.
announce that they had signed him.
But they didn't post it, and they're not going to post it because they're hoping everyone forgets about it and it flies under the radar. So when he actually plays a game, no one's going to bat an eye.
It's so crazy to me. So actually insane to me.
Why are you going to sign the guy if he can't even play for another 2 freaking months, first of all? But also, why sign the guy?
No idea. You have no idea if he's even good enough. Honestly, no idea. And if you do, then that means that he was on the ice illegally with your team. So
I hate it. I hate it so much.
But in case anybody was wondering, the Vegas Golden Knights currently doesn't have any fees on their tickets, so you're saving money. Esteban, great question. Great question. Why would anybody sign him? No clue. I'm not even gonna 7-1. 7-1. Did we leave the ice? Is anybody out there?
Do you want a little fun fact though?
We still have 7 minutes left. There are still 7 minutes left in this game, and we are losing 7-1.
I quit the game. I quit. I mean, if we're gonna tank, I guess we'll tank because then the tickets will be stupidly cheap. I'd like them to learn how to play hockey though. That would be great.
Oh, and a bunch of
we flooded 4 power play goals. Yeah. What the hell happened to our penalty kill? We had a goaltender interference call. I don't buy it for a second.
Well, on that note, there's trade rumors. Honestly, give him a chance to play for a better team at this point.
I don't think he's who we should trade. I feel like he's kind of essential to the team, unfortunately.
I mean, that too. We can't afford, okay, let's back up. The trade rumors are about Pavel Zacha. I think the most recent one is Vancouver potentially is looking at him. Unless you're giving me Connor Garland, I do not want the trade.
No, and I don't think he's the first guy we should trade if we're going to trade someone.
We also aren't going to get anything in return for him. We're not ever going to get Connor Garland for Pavel Zacha. We're going to get a draft pick and an AHL player.
I could see maybe an NHL player.
I don't even know who Vancouver would give us. I don't know who would want to take his contract on. If we're trading him, we're probably keeping part of his contract. Nobody wants to pay that much. Oh, potatoes.
How much are we paying for Zacha? I don't even remember.
Too much.
I need Puckpedia to load. I need to know what his contract is. We're only paying him 4.75.
Yeah, that's too much for him.
I don't think it's that bad with the cap.
No, give us 4.75 in return.
He has 1 more year on his contract after this season. And he has an 8-team no-trade list. But he's not who I would get rid of. I would get rid of someone we pay $1 million more than him first. No, Middlestat.
Oh yeah, I don't know why we pay too much for a lot of people.
Zacha is our 5th highest paying forward. Because above him is Geeky, Middlestat, Lindholm, and Pasta. I forgot that freaking Lindholm has a no movement clause. Ew. Okay, he gets a no trade clause next year. And so does Middles. He gets a modified no trade clause. Why does he have one?
He may not like a bandit. That might be carryover though from his.
We can't even trade Janot. Or Arvidsson. We can't move
We're
either
paying
of them.
$4 million for Tanner Janot.
Yeah.
For no trading?
He has a no trade clause, and then in 27-28, it becomes a 15-team no trade list. So we can't trade him unless he wants to move. And then Arvidsson for this year has a no movement clause. So we can't waive him, we can't send him to the minors, can't trade him, can't touch him. So he's stuck in the lineup for the entire season.
Why can't he go down?
Because the no movement prevents it. Without his approval, he can't be sent to the minors. He can't be sent to minors or waived without player approval.
That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Oh, his manager probably made so much money off of that contract.
Well, the thing is, he signed that contract when he was with the Oilers. Because we didn't make that contract.
No, we would no.
Because the only people
that
who have
why
no,
he's still up then, even though you know we're living in this experimental age.
Because we only have 4 players with a no movement clause, not counting him, that we have signed, and that's Pasta, both Lindholms, and McAvoy. So none of them can go down. But that makes sense, because those are the 4 that you wouldn't move.
Yeah.
And then Sway has it starting next season.
Yes, I did know that one.
I didn't know Corpy had a 10-team no-trade list. That's interesting.
I did know that because that's the big deal with why they were having issues with trading him over the summer, in addition to him not wanting to go.
I hate that we can't freaking move Arvidsson. That's so stupid. At most, we can scratch him.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Well, in former Bruins news, Parker Wotherspoon finally scored today for the Penguins, and now he should come home.
I still think it's insane that he has, like, some of the highest time on ice on the freaking Penguins of all teams.
Yeah. I have so many thoughts there. We don't have time for all of them tonight because we're at an hour, but I have so many thoughts there on why that exists and why that happened.
I'm checking the Bruins game, and I'm just... We have 25 shots. They have 24, and we have 1 goal. 1 goal.
Brett from Only Bruins just tweeted, they said they were embarrassed the other night against the Ducks. They want to talk about being embarrassed? This is it. The press, the interviews after the Ducks game were crazy. I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
What was Geeky's? That was the most vague thing he could have said that's like so terrifying at the same time.
He was pissed.
I mean, also, why is Sway still in net? Like, why have we not pulled him? Granted, I don't know if they're his fault, but like, I don't know, sometimes you give up 4 and then you want to swap your goalie to be like, hey guys, wake the hell up.
No, realize what team you're talking about. We would never do anything to actually, and I think also like a bunch of them happened on power plays. They're not really on Sway.
That's true.
So we're also talking about the Bruins. Why would we ever do anything that actually makes sense on the ice?
That's so true. He has a .708 save percentage. That is awful.
Let's talk about something happier. Predictions.
Okay, those are fun.
I predict we lose everything. If this is your first time watching us, every week we do predictions. Oh god, I just checked the score from the game. Yeah, nope. Welcome to hell, friend.
Don't look at it. Go back to playing video games.
Yeah.
Don't look at the game.
Don't look. Every week we do predictions. So we take a look at the upcoming games for the week and we guess who is going to win and the score. Sometimes we get it right. Most of the time we don't. Sometimes weird other things that we guess happen. But it's fun, it's silly, and why the heck not? So this week we start off tomorrow. Great, love that for us. Tomorrow we will be back at home against the Islanders at 7:15. The Islanders are currently 4-3-1 for the season. Sorkin only has an .875 save percentage and 3.7 goals against. Corby's goals against right now are 4.03. And his save percentage is .845. Wow. God, our stats.
That next game did not help. I think it's also the mixture of like, we'll let in so many and we won't pull the goalie that when the team gives up, because, we've already let in 5 goals, the goalies then just get screwed over.
Yeah. I think the Islanders win.
I can't give the Islanders the win. I will never give the Islanders the win.
That's funny.
It's been that way forever. There's a whole story behind that, but that's for another time.
That's funny. Okay, so you've got Bruins. What do you got the score?
I'm going 5-3 because I feel like we're going to have a really, really good game. Like we did with Colorado, but that's going to be it.
I'm giving the Islanders the win with a 4-1.
Okay.
I'm glad you're so hopeful.
Hey, that's my one win I'm giving us for like the rest of this month.
That's funny. I mean, we've only got one more game after that for the month. So Thursday, we are still at home and the game is at 7. We are facing the Sabres at home. We have faced them at home once already this season, and we won that one 3-1. The Sabres are currently 4-4-1.
I need to know if we're going to do what we did last time with Buffalo, and we had the right score, but the wrong team, but we had the same exact thought.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that Kesselring is on the Sabres. He's still on IR, but I think we win.
Oh, okay. You're better than me. And Josh Stone is on the Sabres too.
Yes, he is. They went together in a trade, I'm pretty sure.
I believe they did. It was over the summer, right?
Mm-hmm. I say we win. I say 3-2, though.
Okay.
You say the Sabres win. What do you got for a score?
4-2.
Okay. After that, on Saturday, we have another matinee.
Yay!
We play at 1:00. We are still at home, and we are playing against the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes are 6-2-0 this season so far. I think the bus will be in net for the Canes. At least I hope he is. I really hope they give him the start against the Bruins to be like,
oh, they should. Look who we have now that you guys never played, and look at how amazing he is.
God, he's so good. Ooh, Slavin is on IR. That's interesting.
Didn't
Oh, they
he's
just
been on IR, right?
shootout. Yeah, he's been on there for a while. Expected to come back next week.
Okay, that's good.
They also just lost against the Knights. They beat Anaheim. They beat Colorado. They lost to the Stars. I still say Carolina wins.
Oh, we scored.
It's a miracle.
It's
a
freaking
miracle.
Arvidsson. Mitten had an assist, and that entire line that we just shit on for having no chemistry just got points. The entire line. I really have to go back to what I
do this. Why do we do this?
It's the Ducks game all over again. It was Middlestat and Arvidsson. I was shitting on them before the game. And then, of course, Middlestat has the first goal of the game, and Arvidsson has an assist on it, and they play pretty well. Of course.
I've got Carolina winning.
On players more often. I have Carolina. I am so sorry, Jacob. I know it's your birthday, but they're not winning for you.
The Bruins seem determined to prove your predictions wrong. That means I'll finally play well. You just need to keep rooting against them more.
What if I say the entire team needs to go down to Providence right now? They all need to be taken out of the lineup.
Wait, did you say that Carolina wins that game? Yeah. I got distracted by Jacob's. Okay, what do you think the score is?
I don't think it's going to be pretty. I know that.
I'm guessing like 5-1, honestly.
Okay, I'm thinking like in the nicest way possible to the Bruins. 6-0 Carolina.
Yeah, okay, great. Perfect. That sounds about right. After this game, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Jacob says you would be right. That's fine. Oh, well, friends, feel free to drop your predictions in the comments. Next Monday.
Oh my God, Jacob.
11 games. Jacob, I'm putting that on the prediction post in like very small next to Liz's.
Jacob puts 11-0. We need
11-0.
Austin's in there just for shits and giggles now.
11-1. Final answer. Great. That's funny. I love that. That's so great.
We're going to have the first goal of the game and then let in 11.
And then, hey, we did it tonight. So that's funny. I broke my keyboard when I accidentally knocked it off. That's fine. Well, friends, that's our episode for tonight. I will not be here next week. Liz will be with a special guest person. So stay tuned for that announcement. The 2 weeks after that, we are off. So the 10th and 17th, we will be off because life, the first week, I have a huge event that I am helping plan. The second week, Liz and Jacob are getting married that day. So the 10th and 17th, we will be off. We'll be back on the 24th. We have something very cool and very special for the 24th. We will have a guest with us that day. So stay tuned for that announcement as well. In the meantime, go ahead and follow us so you can follow BSEN on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at BSEN_617 or on TikTok at _BSEN_617. You can find the podcast at Pucks and PP's Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. My name is Emily. You can find me at Hyper Emmy. And Liz, where can people find you?
You can find me at Liz__Fraser.
And Liz will be back next week at 9 o'clock with a special guest. Again, stay tuned. Also, stay tuned to social media for book club announcement for the month. And send us a message if you want to join book club and our Discord. Other than that, we will see y'all soon. Bye.